Right, here we go, guys. Welcome back. We are now heading into our final race of the evening, the Masters Division. Slightly smaller grid, but these guys, well, they say they lack talent. That's why they are in the Masters Division driving on their own. The older guys, if you will. But I definitely know that they do not lack talent. They've been through the mud. They've experienced everything. So these guys will throw out all the experience in the karting world and come and put on a good show, hopefully, for us tonight. So let's have a quick look. These guys are going straight into qualifying. Carl van Rooyen will be the first one out, I think. Oh, no, first one out, Mark Pollard, Blake Creer. We've got Johan Labuschagne, Stephen Koenig, who is also known as the fastest backmarker, the world's fastest backmarker, Richard Clark, and John Duval. So some well-known names. Some newer names, so I think the only pure sim racer in here is Mark Pollard. Everybody else, I believe, is part of a karting setup or has been part of a karting setup. All I can say is I'm so happy to see all the guys out on track, representing, having fun, and enjoying what Online Karting League has to offer. These guys are racing on Formula K in Benoni, Layout E, again, Senior Max engines. Like I said earlier tonight, something new for us. Mega fun. We guys have been having a lot of fun. And Mark Pollard will be the first one out, representing the Against All Odds esports racing team. And he will also be the first one to start his flying lap. All I want to say is thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. I know it's late, 9 o'clock for us in South Africa. If we've got viewers from outside Africa at least, welcome. Thank you for joining. If you want to get involved, tomorrow night the European Championship starts at Paul Fletcher International. That's going to be mega fun. Some good names or good drivers, well-known drivers that's already registered to race. Alphonse Kiwi, the current world champion in KV UK and OKL. And then another driver that I saw enters, Carl Christian Tukru. And a couple more, so very excited to see the European Championship get up and running. Mark Pollard will start the final sector to get his first banker lap in. Let's already see a couple carts working together there to hopefully get their best lap in. Pollard now going into the final sector, or the infield if you want to call it that. Over that little crest. And then into the double right-hander exit into the final. Well, the start-finish straight now. Mark Pollard putting in the first lap, a 1:10. Not a great starting lap at all. Let's have a quick look. Stephen Koenig, the Stig, 1 second off the pace. Johan Labuschagne, 1:09, getting himself up into first place to start, or to draw first blood rather. Who's next? One more guy to go. 1:87. That is John Duval. Oops, he's got just randomly pinged off of him. Duval just crosses the line, 2/10 off the pace. So Richard Clark, 1.5 off the pace. These guys are about 2 seconds, 2.5, no, 3 seconds off. I think it's more like 2.5 seconds off the pace of where the seniors were. Then again, this server was booted very late, so no rubber on this track. I know a lot of these guys can do 107s from what I've seen in the practice during this week. So definitely expect them to show us something. Mark Pollard going to finish. Ooh, having a little bit of a moment there, just lifting his thumb, saying, I'm okay, I'm having fun. Pollard putting his next lap. Oh, putting a 1:08. So raises the bar by a full second. Next one to cross the line, Johan Labuschagne. He's from the Castle Scribanti track. That's his own track, 4/10 of the pace. Richard Clark going 2/10 of the pace there, so Richard Clark moving himself back into second place. Next one will be John Duval. And so the world's fastest backmarker sticking true to his form, Stephen Koenig. Currently 3 seconds off the pace there, Stephen Koenig trying to find some pace somehow in that car. I don't think he's done a lot of laps of practice, so it's going to be interesting to see what Koenig can do. who Koenig is at the moment a roadblock for the driver behind him, and that is in the form of Van Rooyen, Kyle Van Rooyen, that is. Mark Pollard moves the bar a little bit further down, 107.595. So Mark Pollard continuing to improve on his laps. And then the next one to cross the line is Johan Labuschagne. Again, 3/10 off the pace. So Mark Pollard still leading the way. And then the two guys battling behind. Next to cross the line is the 184 of Richard Clark. Is he going to improve? No, he's not. And then John Deville having another big moment there at the back. Definitely not improving on his lap. We're going back to Mark Pollard. Pollard tucking, trying to gain every little bit of momentum he possibly can. Giving us another thumbs up. And into the double right hand he goes onto the start finish. Does Mark Pollard have another good lap? Nope, it didn't improve on that one. But we're going to follow now Johan Labuschagne rather. Oh, having a moment on the exit of the final corner there. He does improve on his lap though. So he must have lost a little bit of time there with that sideways slide. Van Rooyen moves up one position, and then Blake Creer not moving up, staying in 4th place. And then Koenig staying true to form there at the back. And then 184 Richard Clark, 17th of pace. And where are we now? John Deville. Oh, does he have ping issues? Let's just quickly have a look there. No, he doesn't. Okay, interesting. We'll just keep jumping off of his cart when we start following him. Right, Mark Pollard once again. Trying to get a good lap in. Is he going to improve here? Johan Labuschagne went to pits. He's out of qualifying for now. I think he's over it. Doesn't think he's going to be able to improve maybe. Pollard not improving that time around. Next one will be Kyle Van Rooyen, a second, 1.1 seconds off the pace. Trying to find a little bit more speed and move himself up a couple positions. Van Rooyen then moves himself up into 3rd place. And then Blake Creer is in 4th now. Coming over the line. Improving on his lap was Stephen Koenig, but still a second off the next position. And then Richard Clark collecting the Stephen Koenig, unfortunately losing. So everybody apart from Koenig is within a second of leader. Currently Mark Pollard. Koenig getting onto it. Gonna see if he can do at least another lap. Mark Pollard not raising the bar there again. Let's see who's going to cross the line next. That would be Kyle Van Rooyen. Van Rooyen going into the last couple of corners now. And into the double right-hander. Onto the start-finish straight. Van Rooyen, will he improve on his lap? He doesn't improve that time around. Blake Creer. Nope, also not improving. Got the 184 of Richard Clark. Does he improve this time? No, but he had a bit of a fight or a moment in the beginning of the lap. So maybe this time around he'll do a good lap because he's got a lot of clean air. John Deville finishing. Nope, still same spot for him. 9/10 off the pace. And then Stephen Koenig still trying to get quicker. Not this time around. Mark Pollard will be pushing as hard as he can. He would be able to do one more lap after this. So Mark Pollard crossing the line now. Does he improve? He's got a very second-hand cart there. Very second-hand. Rear bumper off. Pushed in nose cone. Not looking good for him as it stands. At least from the kart perspective. Van Rooyen now into the last corners. Onto the start finish. What will he do this time around? Improve on his lap? Nope, not this time. Blake Creer having a moment there, but does improve, moving himself up into 4th place. Still 6/10 off the pace. Richard Clark now, will he have a better lap this time around? He does improve, but not move up into 2nd. But he's got enough time to start one, or he's just started another lap. And Stephen Koenig will finish his final run. Excuse me. Koenig will now cross the line, and let's see what Koenig does. Has he improved this time around? No, not again. Pollard in the pits already. We'll have John Duvall now cross the line. Does he improve? Unfortunately not. Van Rooyen getting it all kinds of sideways into the corkscrew there. So definitely not an ideal run. Everybody to finish their laps. Van Rooyen now finishing, going over into the double right-hander. Oops, he gets it all kinds of wrong. They're definitely not going to improve on that lap. But we've got Blake Creer now. Will he be able to move it up? Nope. And Richard Clark to cross the line now. Does he improve? No, he does not. So that's the end of qualifying. Mark Pollard taking 1st place with a 107.595, and then 2.5 tenths further down, Johan Labuschagne. I'll just check the results quickly. So Mark Pollard leading the way. 2nd place, Johan Labuschagne, and then Richard Clark in 3rd, Blake Creer in 4th, Carl van Rooyen 5th, John Duvall in 6th, and then the world's fastest backmarker, as he calls himself, Stephen Koenig in 7th place. Right, which is going to wait for the car to go to grid, and we get into racing. And if we have any more Masters drivers, Masters 30 and up, please feel free to join. Sign up at www.aoesports.com. Get involved with what we do. All these tracks are laser scanned. And as you guys can see, it's mega fun. The guys are having fun on track. There's only 7 Masters tonight. It should increase in the coming weeks. And hopefully we get some more of the dads with the kids racing in the juniors division to join in. Okay, we are in the start sequence. We're going to wait for the lights to go out on the top of our screen. That's lights out and away we go. Good start at the back by John Duvall. Sleeping characters there at the back. Carl van Rooyen completely forgot to put his foot on the throttle. But we've got Johan Labuschagne, Mark Pollard getting away quickly. John Duvall moved himself up very quickly from the back there. And then Richard Clark seems like he's lost a position or two. John Duvall moved himself up from essentially from the back of the pack into, what's that, 3rd now? 4th. Okay, no, 4th. And then we've got Blake Creer moving himself up into 3rd from the start. So decent start. The boys are getting to grips. It's the only person here that's returning member is Mark Pollard. Everybody else is in their debut race tonight. So just based off that logic, it's all for Mark Pollard to play for. Will he be able to run away with this? Or will he have the likes of Johan Labuschagne pose a proper threat and a proper challenge for the championship this time around? Labuschagne is all over the back of Pollard. He's catching up a little bit. The guys started to figure out they can tuck and gain every little bit they possibly can around the track. Labuschagne tucking down the straight, trying to catch onto the back of Mark Pollard. Mark Pollard turning way too much on his wheel there. It just goes all the way to the right. I see a battle happening at the back here. Van Rooyen and a very second-hand looking kart from Richard Clark losing his nose cone. That's very unfortunate. Clark is going to have a horrible race going forward, because losing your nose cone means you'll lose about a second, 2 seconds a lap. And that's definitely not ideal. As the Aussies say, Johan Labuschagne leading, not leading, but well, he's leading the way for the rookies or the debutants. Mark Pollard is in 1st as it stands, the only returning driver, like I mentioned. Labuskachny is trying his absolute best. Mark does seem like he's building a gap. That's 9/10 is the gap now. So Pollard is starting to get into the swing of things. Let's see we've got Blake Creer currently in 3rd place. Having a very good start to his season so far. Wanting to keep it nice and clean, get the pre-final out of the way. Pre-final, of course, not scoring any points. You only score points in the final in the division races. It's Creer having it all, getting it all kinds of wrong there. There we go. Back onto the track he goes, just losing one position there to John DeVille, who's now moved himself up into 3rd place. And then Stephen Koenig is currently in 6th place. Whoop, whoop. Down the corkscrew he goes, and off the track just to get some dirt on those tires. He's going to get it all kinds of wrong now. Because these carts do pick up dirt, and it's going to take about a couple corners to get that dirt off the tire before you start getting your grip back again. Jan Labuskachny 1.2 seconds, so Mark pulled another 3/10 that lap. Mark Pollard having a good start so far, almost halfway through the race. And Jan Labuskachny from the Port Elizabeth side, part of the Kelso Scribanti Club. And then I believe Richard Clark, Blake and Carr, I think they are all part of the border karting Eastern Cape track, which is also in the simulator. And I believe that's the reason why Richard got the AAO membership, just to check out the track, and then thought, you know what, why not, let's race with the boys. And there we go, the race is history. The guys are in here, they're having fun, trying to catch each other, have a proper dice. Clark, Labuskachny is tucking every chance he can to try and catch on. He caught, what was it, 1.3 seconds the previous lap, so he caught about a half a tenth there. So Labuskachny might be getting into the groove now, starting to understand what's happening. Or Mark Pollard falling asleep there behind the wheel. Either way, hopefully they is to start pulling towards each other and we get a proper battle. If not in the pre-final, maybe in the final. His senior max kart really do sound beautiful. Into the corkscrew we go. Labuskachny, ooh, touching the grass there a little bit, or more sand than grass rather. Don't want to be doing too much of that. Just keep an eye on that gap. 1.254 is the gap between Pollard and Labuskachny. So let's just see as they cross the line. It does seem like it might be a little bit bigger actually. Yeah, 2.1. Big gap there pulled. I think in that last sector, Labuskachny lost all his time. He had a little bit of a wide run there through the corkscrew. He was over the grass. Not ideal for Labuskachny, but this is his debut race in OKL, so second place will still score him really good points. All these guys need to do is just finish the race and they'll get points. Ooh, John DeVille having a bit of a moment there, promoting Blake Creer into third place. Let's just have a battle, have a look at what's happening at the back. Koenig and Carl van Rooyen having a battle. So as it stands, a battle for the wooden spoon between these two guys. Koenig overturning that cart by quite a lot, moving himself up, or moving himself back down into the last slot there on track. Carl van Rooyen is bouncing over the bumps there and gets going. Not ideal for Koenig. Pollard still leading away, half a second gain there once again, so Pollard is in the groove and he's checking out in front. Pollard going into the hairpin and in the aeroplane section, heading towards the corkscrew now. This corkscrew really does give you Laguna Seca vibes. Mark having a big moment, just giving us a thumbs up, just to say, yep, I'm still going. Might have lost a little bit of time there, but he should be good. Blake Creer 11 seconds down the track from Mark Pollard, who's just really been checking out. Jan Labuschagne losing little bit by bit every lap, but really tried to keep on to the back of Mark Pollard, but it just seems like Mark's got the better of everybody else as it stands. 2 more laps to go. And then we will head into our final race. Another moment there by Mark Pollard. It seemed like on the exit of the twisties, or the triple left-hander. It does seem like that would have given Pollard a little bit. Nah, he's still fine. There's still a very big gap there on track. Probably down to 2.3 seconds now or something. Oh, Pollard using all of the track there and more. You don't want to be doing that through the corkscrew though. Getting it a little bit wrong will end your race for you easily. Right, Pollard going and starting the final lap now for us. 2.554 is the gap. 2.8, so some more time lost there by Labuschagne, not catching Pollard at the moment. I wonder if Labuschagne would have anything up his sleeve to just have a battle with Mark Pollard in that final, and that's after all where it counts. The points are on offer. As it stands, Labuschagne doesn't have an answer for Mark Pollard's pace in this pre-final. They can't do any setup changes because this, of course, is a fixed setup league. The OKL divisional races, only Pro League that is running in 2 weeks' time, will have open setup, rolling starts, and very, very, very strict rule sets. In third place still, very far down the line. Okay, Mark Pollard's going to finish this race now. Into the last corner he goes. Keep it off the curb there. Just take it easy. Thumbs up. Mark Pollard takes the first heat. Bragging honours for the first heat in the Masters division. Second place to Johan Labuschagne, and then Blake Creer will take third place with John Duval. No, that's Richard Clark on track in fourth on track. Probably got a lot of time penalties. And then here comes John Duval. And John Duval's not even showing us done, so maybe he didn't finish the race properly. That's unfortunate. So John Duval will be promoted all the way to the back because he didn't finish the lap, so maybe he cut somewhere. And there we go. Stephen Koenig in 6, and then John Duval will start all the way in the back. And we'll head straight into the final from here. I think John just realized he hasn't finished his race. Oh, no, there we go. All good. Going into the final now. Will Richard Clark be able to have a better race? His lap times were there on pace. Lost the nose cone very early in the race, and that was unfortunate for him. Just look at all that smoke on those carts. Guys are trying to heat up those engines, it seems like it. John Deville's cart is flickering, so that means he's got some internet issues. That's not ideal. Right, one more cart to go to the grid and the timer will go to 0. There we go, Blake Rear's on there. All I have to do is just keep their foot on the brake and we can get going with the race. 7 carts, Masters Division. Start sequence now. This is the final race. Johan Labuschagne has got the inside line. That's lights out and away we go. Ooh, very slow start there by Blake Rear once again. And Richard Clark. It's Mark Pollard and Johan Labuschagne. Labuschagne's got the whole shot there. Into the first corner he goes. Leading the way. Mark Pollard has to forfeit that position going into second. Then Carl van Rooyen all the way up into third place. And then let's just see what's happening at the back. Ooh, Labuschagne having a little bit of a moment there. Big spin there by John Deville. No, John Deville's up into fourth. That was Richard Clark, unfortunately, having a moment. And then Stephen Kearney going sideways, just waiting for everybody to pass. The world's slowest back marker. Was it fastest back marker? What was his nickname? Ooh, we see there Blake Rear having a big moment there. Into the corkscrew we go. Mark Pollard now all over the back of Johan Labuschagne. Is he going to send it? Where's Mark Pollard going to try and send one? A lot of passing opportunities on this track. You don't want to do something silly and ruin both of your races. So will Mark Pollard just hang around to see what's happening? Check out the pace of Johan Labuschagne. Both drivers tucking in immediately, close as it can be. Pollard versus Labuschagne. Did Labuschagne find something in his kart? Not on setup though, but maybe just better seating position for him. More comfortability and then easily 2/10 gained. Just going to check what's happening here behind him. John Deville versus Blake Rear. Does Deville have anything to offer there? Doesn't seem like it has with ease. Some good pace between Labuschagne and Pollard. Much better start to the race for Labuschagne compared to the previous race. Labuschagne tucking down as much as he can. That's awesome. Trying to make sure that Pollard stays behind. Deville having a moment at the background. I see his kart flickering. Oh, here comes Mark Pollard now. He looks a little bit more thirsty this time around, but this won't be an opportunity for him as of yet. Wasn't close enough. Definitely not into this section. You won't stick a pass through here. After the triple left-hander. No, he's not close enough to go into the hairpin. So your next passing opportunity on this layout would probably be into the hairpin after the aeroplane. Marcus once again not close enough to pass here. Unless he just absolutely licks that stamp and sends it. No, Pollard still trying. I'll check here behind him. We've got a battle now brewing between Van Rooyen and Blake Rear. Oh, Creer getting it all kinds of wrong through the corkscrew. Now Van Rooyen's going to send it down the inside and secures himself third place as it stands. Lap 3 of 13 done. Now I'm going to go back to the battle here behind him because this still seems like Blake Rear is not done with this battle yet. Two CRGs, the oldest CRG chassis. X going to have a go at each other now. Creer versus Van Rooyen. Okay, our carts just randomly disappeared from them. That's weird. Oh, strange. And as we disappeared from them, the gap just got bigger. So we'll follow the battle between Labuschagne and Pollard once again. And we'll just keep an eye on our map on the right-hand side to see if Creer and Van Rooyen gets close enough for a potential fight. Ooh, Labuschagne getting onto the curbs there into the entry of the corkscrew section will compromise him a little bit. And as you can see, Mark Pollard is now a little bit closer. These guys are using all of the curbs and more. Oh, Mark Pollard's, ooh, Just had a little bit of a cheeky look down the inside. Labuschagne was wise to that and just kept his line. Oh, but now Labuschagne had a moment on the exit of the last corner and then forced Mark to also have a moment there, so not ideal. Pollard now needs to just recover from that, build up the gap again, or close down the gap rather, and then see if he can catch on to the back of Labuschagne. See if we can change our camera a bit. Oh, what happened there? Labuschagne just lifting or something. Mark Pollard just giving a big love tap from behind. That was strange. Lovely onboard shot here. Pollard ducking. What an awesome onboard shot there on Johan Labuschagne. Look at him just tuck and release, trying to eke that cart on. Mark Pollard's going to send it down the inside into the hairpin. Easy, yes. Labuschagne leaves the door open completely there. Welcoming in for a cup of tea. Side by side we go now. Labuschagne moves back up into first place. Oh, both of them having a big moment through the corkscrew. Both of them continue on. And they live to fight another day. Proper racing between Mark Pollard and Johan Labuschagne. The Cape Town driver versus the Port Elizabeth driver. Both of them having a proper go at this, proper fun start to finish battle so far. Mark Pollard now lining up another potential pass. Will he be able to send it down the inside of Labuschagne? Labuschagne's got the better of Pollard once again. And what's doing on board with Johan Labuschagne currently leading the way. Beautiful work there, onboard shot there with Johan Labuschagne. You can see him just working that brake and the throttle, just operating, trying to maximize his lap times. Pollard obviously trying to do the same to catch onto the back of Labuschagne and try and pass him. Lap 8 of 13. Pre-final, it was all about Pollard. This time around, it's all about Labuschagne. Labuschagne's leading the way. Will Pollard be able to catch him and pass? Is there a passing opportunity for him though? But if we look at this, Labuschagne is starting to really get into his groove and building a small gap here between Labuschagne and Pollard. And while these guys try and settle it out there, let's just have a go, move back here to Van Rooyen, who's leading clear at the moment. So the 119 versus the 127. Ooh, what happened between Labuschagne and Pollard? Labuschagne had a moment, and Pollard leads the way now. Oh, that's unfortunate. Which was potentially going to be a epic, dramatic final couple laps between Pollard and Labuschagne. Just turned out to be a disaster for Labuschagne. 2.5 seconds down the line now. That is very unfortunate. Is that the end of the race for Labuschagne? Will he have to settle for second place? Or is there another little span in the works? Will Mark Pollard be able to keep the concentration up, the consistency there, to keep the gap at 2.5 seconds? That was a big moment from Labuschagne and a change of leadership as it stands. And that's very unfortunate because Labuschagne was looking really on song for his first victory and taking the top step in the final. But unfortunately, it seems like through corkscrew section, he had a bit of a moment. I don't know if his cart looked very second hand. Maybe it just spun out completely. Doesn't seem like the cart looks very second hand. So his cart stole everything intact. No bumps on the front or the side, so and no scratches. So it seems like he might have just had a bit of a moment, running wide, touching the grass and spinning out or something. So that's unfortunate for Labuschagne, who was having a really good final. Second place is still good, but not if you were leading the way for the first half of the race. 2.4 seconds is the gap between Pollard and Labuschagne. Still a big gap, 3 more laps to go. I don't want to jinx it, but it does seem like Labuschagne will have to settle for second place as it stands. Third place will go to Kyle van Rooyen as it stands as well. And then further down is Blake Creer and then Richard Clark, trying his absolute best to have a good comeback drive after disastrous starts in both pre-final and final. At least this time his kart is still intact. He's got all the parts on that kart still, so there's still an opportunity for Clark to have a battle with Creer. I believe these two are mates, so this should be fun. 2.5 seconds still the gap, so Mark Pollard seems like he's managing that fight back from Johan Labuschagne. But this is where the battle is at the moment. Tony Kart versus CRG. Same setups. So there's no guys complaining this guy had a better setup than me. It's all fixed setup. Now it's all about the driver's skill and consistency. And as I say that, Creer having a big moment on the exit of the corner. Getting it all kinds of sideways. And obviously that's not ideal, which now promotes... as I say that, Clark has a big moment as well. And the world's... the world's fastest back marker. Just having a good old race on his own. Very far down the line there, unfortunately. And Mark Pollard now, the gap is 2.3. It's 3 seconds. So half a... I'm just going to move back here because it seems like Richard Clark and Black Creer is pulling towards each other once again. Will they give us a good fight to the line? Overall, the driving between the guys were clean. There was some really epic driving in the juniors division tonight. Some really good driving. Top honors goes to Ruan Victor. Oh, Blake Creer having a big moment once again. Now, really, Clark's getting close. Ruan Victor taking top honors for Angry Racing, and then, and once again, Clark just throws away his own race into this hairpin, unfortunately. And then in the seniors, Epic Racing again. Lucas Sturman taking top honors there, I believe, for Angry Racing again. So Angry Racing winning both the juniors and seniors races. Obviously, that's pending any form of incident requests and penalty reviews. So we'll have a look at that. Last lap now started by Mark Pollard. 4 seconds is the gap. So it seems like Labuschagne has decided that second place is all I'll have. And Pollard is checking out with this. Starting the final lap now. Fantastic drive by these guys. They might not have a lot of numbers, but it was really up until lap 9, I believe. Anybody's game between Pollard and Labuschagne. Any of those two drivers were still in it. And then something happened. Labuschagne up into the corkscrew section. Seemed like he lost it, or maybe Mark Pollard got a bit close. There was a bit of a love tap there. But yeah, that was unfortunate. I see Kyle van Rooyen losing a position to Blake Creer as well. So van Rooyen moving himself down into 4th place. So out of the podium contention now is van Rooyen. And van Rooyen having another moment, so another position lost. I just hear the cart spinning out in my ears. But there we go, Mark Pollard crossing the line. That's his first victory for the Masters Division. And starting the absolute best way he possibly can for his title hunt. And then Johan Labuschagne in 2nd place. And still the books are being written here because I don't know what's happening. There goes Richard Clark in the background as well. So Blake Creer seemed like he wasn't going to have it, and then he got it in any case. Then Kyle van Rooyen and then Richard Clark still trying to get it back onto the track in 5th place. And then we've got further down the line, we've got Stephen Koenig, who's going to finish his race as it stands. And then John DeVille getting a retire from the race, unfortunately. David Burberry saying, awesome racing between the front two. Well done, pity never lasted to the end. Yes, very unfortunate ending there to their race. Johan Labuschagne seemed like he had a bit of a moment and out of the race. But yeah, guys, that's it for the final of the Masters Division. That's the end of the race. We say thank you so much for joining in, guys. We are very, very happy with what was on offer tonight. Fantastic driving by the juniors, fantastic driving by the seniors, and some awesome driving in the Masters. Most of these guys, apart from Mark Pollard, or all of them apart from Mark Pollard, had their debut race in the karting scene, in the online karting scene rather. So fantastic stuff to see the boys race and finish up. We know this will grow, the Masters will grow. There's a couple more Masters signing up in the next couple days, and the grid will start growing, as well as the seniors. Even the Masters, even the juniors will grow even more. All I can say is thank you so much to all the people following. I just see a whole bunch of follow notifications popping up here. Thank you so much, guys, for getting involved. Go to www.aaoesports.com, get a membership, get access to the laser scanned carts and body kits, and come enjoy some mega racing. We'll see the guys that want to tune in tomorrow night for the first race of the European Championship. That is at Paul Fletcher International. This is the very, very new start to our global expansion, European expansion. Paul Fletcher International will be the track of choice. Senior Max engines, senior karts. The defending world champion, or the current world champion, will be on display. Alphonse Kiwi from Sweden. So guys, tune in tomorrow for some mega racing. That will be 9 o'clock South African time, because obviously time zones differ. So these, for them, it's only 7 o'clock. We'll see you guys tomorrow for some epic racing. Have a good evening, and for all the South Africans, 2 weeks time, welcome back. Well, we will welcome you back to the Pro League. Keep a keen eye on that. There's some mega stuff happening there. Thank you guys so much. I'm Sean Loebscher.